Grace and peace. Let me see if this thing is. Let me see if this thing is doing what it's supposed to do. Do me a favor. Type one in there. Good morning. Grace and peace. Shalom. Hotep. I'm trying to. All right. I think I'm good here. I want to make sure I see my comments from in here. I know it's. Oh yeah. I think I'm good. I wanna talk a little bit about programming. I'm gonna give a couple. I'm gonna get some people a couple of minutes to come on. Everybody that's know the situation, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all support. We're not in city. We're down here. We're in Philly right now. We've been moving around a whole bunch of everything is going on. But in the midst of that, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing, and God is good. Trials and things are gonna come up. We appreciate you. Let me see. I could look in the comments and see everything. Good to see you, Rush. I'm glad you're here. Good to see you, John. Good to see you. I want to ask a couple of questions. I think a lot of people they don't like the fact that church is one thing. I think I'm going to bring up some stuff in general when we start talking about church. Hicks, I see you. Oh, all right, Berean. All right, Grace. All right, Grace. Appreciate you. Good to see you, Grace. Giselle. All right. There's some people in here. I'm glad that y'all are in here because Vincent, I want to ask some questions. There's an atmosphere that I'm trying to set up, and it's a it's a hit and miss process when we start dealing with this internet, and we there's a lot of people that I run into on the internet. Sometimes if I'm talking to you, even on Messenger, I want everybody to know I can't get back with y'all. It's nothing for me to be talking to 12 people at one time. And my man hit me about Richardson and them other people. I'm like, listen, it's not like I'm ignoring you. It's a lot of stuff going on. I want to talk about apologetics and apologetic community and Israelite community, but there's regular people that get in touch with me and they say, Berean, you seem like you always talking about keeping it 100. Grace and peace, Pastor. Um, that people's always keeping it 100. And I think that what we're going through, a lot of people don't understand it, is a deprogramming. We have social programming. There's a lot of people that don't go to church because they're sick of religious programming. Everybody's programmed. Everybody's programmed in one way or another. Believe it or not, TV is here to help program you. Billboards and one of the greatest people that deal with programs or companies are cosmetic companies. They're dealing with programming. Christmas time, the children. A lot of commercials are going to come on because they want to program these children. You're going to need this. Apple with the iPhone. I have another phone here, but I wasn't happy. I had to get back to that Apple. Being part of the Apple cult. This is all programming. Every year you gotta get that new phone. I don't even have a new phone. I thank God for any Apple phone that I can kind of work with. So programming is it's crazy because there's a lot of people that's out here programming and they're involved in strange things. They can call themselves apologists or whatever they want to call themselves. Before we get into the depths of it, I want y'all to help me answer some questions. I want y'all to help me answer some questions. A lot of people are out here hating. I'm gonna start with the first question. These are two that came in that's real important. One sister was talking about being a believer, being woke, being conscious. Now remember, and I'm gonna talk about holiness coming up because there's a lot of people, anywhere you slice the cake, they want to live for the most high, the everlasting God. They want to live for Jesus and they want to live holy. And then we're gonna bring in them apostolic folk. Then I'm gonna bring in them other folk, Israelites and everybody else. Because if we there's a single thread that's running through a lot of stuff. But getting to the Christians, getting to the woke, and getting to the conscious believers, somebody said, can you be a believer? This is simple. This is a simple question here. Where Rush at? I wish Progress was in here for these other questions, Pastor Major. Um, can you be conscious? Can you be a believer? Can you be for the culture and wear weaves, long black weaves? Can you wear contacts? Can you wear blonde weaves? Can you wear stuff like that? Because automatically people would think if you're for the culture, for the cause, or for your people, you would think afro, you would think dreadlock, you would think different things that culturally are connected with a people. So this is my question. I'm before we even get into because we're gonna get into some stuff. But before we do that, can you be? Let me see who else is in here. Miss B, good to see you. Mike C. What do y'all think about that? Y'all know y'all a couple of seconds behind me. I want to know, what do y'all think about that in culture? Because people say, well, Berean, you seem to be fair, you seem to be open. What a lot of people don't know is that there's a bunch of us running around here with different views. You think what's great? You think what's counterproductive? I think it's counterproductive what to get away from the weaves, because you got some woke sisters want to get away from the weaves and they going natural, and I love that. That's beautiful. But the other sister, she like her contacts, she like her makeup. She's like a Mac record representative, beating her face and doing it. She like doing all that. She said women all over the world like doing that, but it's just a different way that they do it here. Because she said throwing that blonde and them contacts on make her feel different. I'm talking about believers now. We're not talking about no atheists. We're not talking about no Satanists. We're talking about believers right now. Then you got some men that say you're not holy if you don't wear your hair a certain way. So a lot of people, they're going through what we call deprogramming. They're breaking themselves from their cultural norms, what they grew up with the religion as. Because God concerned with blonde hair, long hair, straight hair, dreadlock, or afros? So people are trying to break themselves from that and connecting that with spirituality. And they're trying to figure out, where does culture play a role with spirituality? I don't want to start beating up on the Western church and whatever the dominant culture is. Everybody kind of come to the culture and come to the country and mingle with the dominant culture. I'm going to try to read some of this stuff. Somebody's already great to her. We already see where you coming from. She said to line up with those European garbs, to wear those European garbs. Well, sometimes I wear a tie once in a while, and I think that's European, but for the sisters especially, there's a lot of sisters more and more. The majority of people that come here and deal with us are brothers, but there's more and more sisters that's coming here. And like I said, culture is important. Now, I got friends that are believers. They'll say, that's how can we tell them, put the culture down, don't worry about anything. No, because God is breaking something in them and making us our individual, unique selves. God made us all of different ethnic backgrounds. I like something Vody Beckham said the other day, race is foreign to the Bible. But somebody turned around and invented race here. Put that guy name down in here. Who was in the what you call it? Put that guy name down that invented race. He invented race, and the anthropologists and different people started promoting certain things. Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm looking crazy. I'm in my pajamas. I just rolled out the bed. I'm in the Airbnb down here in Pennsylvania. But I'm gonna talk to the bishop and him. I'm gonna make some phone calls today. But what do y'all think about that? I'm trying to read this stuff. I'm trying to read some of this stuff. Somebody said, where did all of that come from? Go natural because we were all natural. More woke, however, it's more personal for me. I don't judge women I'm the same way. I don't judge them. And we're finding more and more sisters. Like, I'm finding sisters that they're heavy into beauty, they're heavy into makeup and their looks and fashion and design, and they love the Lord. And they are for the culture. They don't like certain things and they bring it out, but they don't feel they have to give up. They feel that other friends and other people are pushing them and they have to go automatically and get dreaded up or come out with an afro because they can't be for the culture and for the kingdom. You could be for the culture and the kingdom at the same time, because if God made you and he liked your nose size, he liked your complexion, and he liked your hair texture. And you're part of his greater kingdom, but you're part of a group, of culture of people down here. How do we handle that? And there's more and more people that's breaking away from that stuff. They're breaking away from that. Too many people feel that when we deal with church, when we deal with religion, when we deal with certain things, that we've been programmed. Growing up in church, I've been programmed to believe that lipstick is Jezebel's spirit and the movies, a dark movie theater, is a place of sin. You like tinted windows because your deeds are evil. Men like dark. And we grew up believing these things. Grace and peace, Sister E. And people are trying to break themselves from it and be deprogrammed from a lot of these things. And religion is fighting back. There's a lot of pastors, there's a lot of churches that's fighting back against this, and people don't understand why there's a disconnect. Forget the atheist preacher when they go away to college. Why is there a disconnect? Everything the young people seem to be doing, at least the ones that's hitting me, the pastors in the church want to fight against them, so now they're out here wanting to do them. They're trying to find their way out here, being their unique selves that God has made them. Is the church answering these questions? Come on, Sister E, where they at? Where everybody at? Come on, Rome. Is the church answering these questions, or is the church becoming irrelevant? People still using the Bible, still using religion, still trying to find some things out, but are we making ourselves irrelevant? I'm talking about people in the church now. I want a safe place where people can come and talk and ask certain questions because people are dealing with real life and real life issues, real desires, real things. Paul says, when I wanted to do good, evil is always present. There's people that's reading the word, the writ, and they're finding that there's something in them that's warring against the writ, but they want to line up with the book. Others are out here, they threw the book away. They say, well, it's just to program you. It's just to program you. And they just want to control you. But we have a real people that's out here attempting to ask certain questions about themselves and their life, on their life decisions that they made, and how they're struggling to come in line with the will of God. How they're struggling and they're reading and they're praying and they're attempting to understand certain things that basically a lot of church people. I'm an old church dude. I'm an old thumper on the low. I try to act like I'm not a thumper to just to mingle with my people and all that. But there's some things I believe, but there's some things that need to change. Have we been pushing agendas that have not even really been God, but we thought they were God? So when I say we're reevaluating stuff, people get offended. Now, I'm going to read one more thing. Don't forget that right there. I'm gonna go down in the question section, but I'm gonna read one more thing. Somebody hit me, and these people feel comfortable talking to me. So certain pastors, certain people that I know, I'm going to bring on, and we're gonna discuss some things in the group. Nobody's here to judge nobody. We're gonna all talk. Problem some people got is some pastors that I consider faithful co-laborers in their Israel. They're faithful co-laborers in the kingdom. We could sit down, we talk for hours. We ain't running around here talking about the crazy stuff some of these minions running around here arguing about. Because we know that there's another level to this thing, and God is doing something outside of apostolic, outside of Israel. People ain't gonna like that. I said outside of Israel, God's doing something. God's doing something outside of the Methodist Church, outside of the Baptist Church, and there's very few people, but they're realizing it and they're beginning to connect the God dots that God don't care about denominations. God don't care about no titles. You bishop, you this God. Y'all just working among a people. That's how come I said we've been dealing with this thing that we call remnant. We've been dealing with remnant for a while. Now, Sister E up in here. Let me see Rush in here. Now, y'all are going to hear something. Don't go running telling nobody what Berean done said. I'm going to read it to you, and you all the Bible thumpers should be on one page. But I know you're not. Oh, Lord, Ra's in here too. All right, just here, let me read this. Berean, I am a Christian, and I am a Christian that is attracted to the same sex. I have been abstinent for 5 years now, but I've been saved for 10 years. I summarized it. I didn't want to read the whole thing that they hit me with. They're a believer and they're attracted to the same sex. Now, Bible thumpers, all of y'all should be on the same page right now. Everybody should run to the same few passages of Scripture. But how do we deal with that? Here we have somebody that's praying. They're abstaining just like a regular single heterosexual person sub abstain Rome. If you ain't married, you ain't supposed to be getting none. That's what the old times told us that in their book. Now, what do we do with that? Because we've set up a culture. Some people feel in the church to dog out people with a different lifestyle or have different desires. Other people say we have set up the church in a way where all of them can come and enjoy themselves and just be a believer. So from that one email there, we got a bunch of questions, Miss B. One, can you have desires that's not lined up with the book? That's the first question for everybody. Y'all are here to help me now. Can you have desires that's not lined up with the book? I sure do. Unsubscribe. Go ahead and unsubscribe. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I ain't going to tell y'all everything, but I got to tell y'all a lot to help y'all. Because if we going to keep it 100, grace and peace, Charles, man, we appreciate you. You see me down here, brother. We appreciate you. We got desires that all of us have desires that don't line up with the book. A lot of church people, they've been trying to fool us. They've been trying to fool us. Then we come to find out later on, grandma was married to grandpa, and grandma ain't never had no orgasm. Grandpa ain't never sucked grandma. Listen, there's certain things that we have to talk about. We can't talk about it all here. But did the old timers have to deal with some stuff and suppress their own desires? Did some people stay in marriages they didn't want to stay in or they weren't fulfilled? Women claiming more and more, older women claiming back in the days they weren't fulfilled until they started speaking up. I'm talking about married people, married couples. Here we have someone that's attracted to the same sex. Can you believe in the Most High God and be attracted to the same sex? That's my question for Russ. That's my question for Miss B. And that's my question for Charles. Not pointing y'all out for any reason. But can you be a believer? Can you believe and want to follow the ways of God? Because remember, there's plenty of people that want to walk in holiness. How they go about doing it and what you should do is different. But there's a lot of people that want to do it. Apostolic, Israel, Pentecost. There's a lot of people that want to do it. Can you believe? Now, who's that? Dixon? I mean, I got to mark those that I calls those vision. And Dixon said yes. You can. Oh no, Rush, you said yes. I'm talking about really. But oh no, Charles, you got to go. I'm talking about really believing. And after you've been a believer now he done confessed that since he's been a believer, he was dating, he was doing whatever, but he's been totally abstinent right now. He's been really praying and seeking God, and God is, I don't even want to say the other word that God has been manifesting himself to him. But he's admitting to me that he's abstaining now. That don't mean he start liking girls now, because he say in church, in places, on the subway, when he's traveling up in the office, he still see men that he's attracted to. But he's a believer. And he prayed. And he's just abstaining. He's just trying not to get involved with it. That's kind of like my young partner that was saying, man, listen, I'm ready to hit something. Lord, I can't talk like I want to talk. But this is real stuff, and people are trying to find out. Listen, this is me. I understand this is what the Creator has called me to walk in, and how am I struggling with these things? People just talking about the struggle. The struggle is real out here. The struggle is real out here. And now when we start talking about the struggle and struggle being real, a lot of people feel you can be hypocritical in church, because we'll see people like Eddie Long that's preaching against it because he feel the Bible speak against it. But on the low, he's sneaking and getting with the boys, because on the low, he desired boys. So sometimes I even watch the preachers that's preaching so hard on something. Could be the same thing that he's struggling with. Said they don't want the laity, they don't want the regular people discussing this, but some pastors, they'll get among other people and they'll discuss certain things. What do you do if you're called to the ministry? Called to the ministry and liking booty is one thing, and you try to abstain from, you try to get married and you try to abstain from looking at other beautiful women. But now, what do you do if God has caught you, if you're caught up in some stuff and you got some other desires? I know some church folk that still they can't help themselves. They go into stuff like what in the. I know some saved people. They go into church and they still pick up things in Walmart. They'll throw them in the bottom of the cart. They'll do some other saved people. This is between the two of us. But what do you do? It's easy to say, oh well, they're not really saved. Oh, that's easy to say. I know y'all thumpers. I love running to say that. But the struggle is real, because there's something in them that's warring against them and bothering them, and it's attempting to drag them to fall in line with the book, and they find themselves praying and asking God to change me, help me, give me the strength to change, help me to give me the strength to stop picking them things up in the supermarket, give me the strength to stop looking at that other, to stop saying those things, stop doing that, to stop practicing that thing, get in that car, ride around at nighttime. I know some preachers, I know people involved in ministry getting in nighttime. And what do they want to do? They want to go ride in the red light district at nighttime. What do you do when you get caught? That's another thing. Oh, this Airbnb had cats. I woke up last night, a cat was in the bed looking at me. And then he looked at me like, what are you doing in my bed? That's a whole nother thing. Y'all got to pray for me. Y'all got to pray for me. But what do we do with this stuff? What do we do? It could sound, let me read some of these things, because it sounds simple. And that's how come the other two or three of them, I'm telling you, them ones underneath 40, them 35, 32, 28s. I don't like, oh man, I dig y'all, but then I don't dig y'all at the same time. Because they was like, y'all ain't answering nothing. Y'all ain't answering nothing about the book. Y'all ain't answering nothing about my life. I'm like, yo, they talking reckless. But then when I walk away, I don't like them, but then when I walk away, I be like, man, there's certain things they just want to keep it 100. They want to be really real with it, and they want the truth. Charles, they out here thinking they can handle the truth. Now, y'all want to handle the truth. Y'all going to get the truth. You gonna have some desires even after you come to a saving knowledge, as my circle and my clique and my people will call it, even after you come to a saving knowledge, Miss B, you going to have some desires that don't line up with the book. This is where submission comes in. This is where that war comes in. But he wants to know, when is it going to change, because he don't think he's going to really change. And then he hates to do like some of his other friends and go marry a woman just to be down and look straight. I'm going to park right there for a minute. Because y'all say y'all reading that book and all the bunch of y'all preachers on here. I'm going to park right here for a minute. Let me see. Paper boy, what's good? Y'all see I'm down here, right? It's tough, but it's real. Miss B, it's tough, but it's real. And a lot of times people are like, yo, I just want to get somewhere and sit down and keep it real. Now, I'm not talking about people that's out here in the street hanging out and acting crazy. I'm talking about people that's down, that believe, that read, that trust scripture, that just have that desires that they've been struggling with on the inside, and they feel nobody's here out here really want to answer their questions, want to really help them out. Because they come around people my age down with the ministry. God, you pray God to turn it around. They used to testify to me in church. He took those desires. Boy, I used to sit back and watch Sister Mother. What's her name? I can't even say her name because some people probably listening. And she said he took them desires away. I know some of them mothers had different baby daddies. Them holy mothers up in the front of the church dancing, they had 4 or 5 different baby daddies. All them kids they were having back in the day, all of them wasn't the same man, but that's a whole other story. What do you do when he don't take the desire? What do you do when you still feel it? So I'm getting ready to start confessing some stuff to y'all right now. What do you do when you still feel it? This is a problem. This is the problem. Do you listen to the mothers and just say, well, just hold on, you just pray? I remember Jake said that he asked the old man, he said, what age do you get where those women stop looking good or you stop looking at the women? The man was 82. I think he said the man was up there in age. That man said, I don't know because I didn't get to that age yet. This 80-year-old man in the church, as he said, he still see women that are attractive and he noticed them. 80 years old. So have they been lying to us? I'm trying to get y'all, I'm trying to say it in a nice way without looking like I'm banging on the church. Have they been lying to us? Because now I'm getting more and more people that's coming and saying that they believers, not even all down with ministry, but they just believers and they just like, yo, the struggle is real. This is what it's been. The other dude pulled out the Newports and threw them on the thing. Like, I'm like, you ain't scared. What would you pulling that out for? Like, that's bothering me. I ain't saying go around and everybody run around here and smoke, but listen, there's people, there's believers that's struggling. I'm talking about keeping it 100 right now. The other saved lady, she said, and I bought that, and she threw that thing away, and she went to a party, and she bought it with other girls that were selling those things in the party, and she bought it. And she said she'd been praying, and she threw it away. And she hate that she wasted her $80, because 3 months later, she went and got another one. It's real out here. And these are things that we can't, there's a lot of us, because there's a lot of us that's in the struggle. How can I tell y'all, yo, I'm Marine, but you listen, boy, I'm going to tell y'all what, if I start keeping it 100, I'm talking about all the way 100, y'all going to leave the channel. So are we programmed to walk in this religious thing and lie to you and just all keep a certain face on? All keep a certain face on. I tell people, I said, as time go on, the real people are going to come out. Even dealing with the whole thing with the apologetic people and the moderates and the beefing and the back and the forth. And it's not even like a camp thing and strict preachers and camps beefing. It's people that say they all basically believe in the same thing except that DNA, that devil worshiping DNA part. And that one world Israel. So everything else we basically all agree and we beefing. I said as time go on, you got to watch the program and the propaganda because as time go on, mess around and you'll find out the ones we call them devils ain't the devils and the ones that's pure and holy is the devils. Excuse my English. This is the King's English. And this could be what we see happen. That's how the old timers would tell us, and the wisdom of the age of the time is the great revealer. Just keep sitting back and keep watching. You're going to see their attitude. Attitude speaks volumes. Now we see there's gangs out here. These could not even be believers. These are just gangs that's moving under a certain title that want to bully people, that want to trouble people, that want to bother people. Hey, get out, get. Hey. The cat is all up on my thing. I'm doing a live and the cat is right here. Y'all see my lifestyle. Pray for me. Come on, get down. You got to get down. This is what I'm going through. Y'all seen the cat? Hey, yo, Charles, they going to say they ain't see it. I'm glad this is live. Y'all going to say y'all didn't see it. The cat just jumped up here on the live. But we got to go back to the talk. We got to go back to the talk. How are we going to handle these things? I said I'm going to have the group. I'm going to try to talk to overseer night. I'm down here. Of course, I'm going to call Dr. E this morning. I'm bringing that church phone. I'm going to knock on that door this morning. I want to see them this morning. But before I even get there, before I even discuss stuff with them, we got a lot of stuff. Grace and peace, Johnson. Good to see you, brother. And I'm glad you're here because we got a lot of stuff. And we're living in a time, they say that there's a lot of people that's becoming more lawless. There's a lot of people that's walking away from the word. But there are people that are still in the word. There's a remnant that's still there. But the remnant, even among the remnant, they just say, we want to keep it 100. People say, yo, I'm here and I'm not going over into that hotepism. I'm not going to deal with that, but I want to, I got to keep it real. I'm struggling. I got to keep it real. It's some stuff going on. I'm feeling A, B, C, and D. This is no outside forces. That's how come that one email caught me. Or some other brother, I don't know, that is that brother. You sent me must a 500-word essay. I don't read them long things. I said his heart must be good. He must mean good. I read a couple of lines and I just like, oh well, I can't even get with that because y'all sent me 500 pages, 500 words. I'm not answering. No, I'm not gonna even read it. There's too much stuff coming through. But for those other people, that letter was kind of, it was about 2 paragraphs, but but I can't lie, it touched me. It had me thinking about stuff. So I said I was going to jump on here. I was going to talk to y'all, and I was going to see just for dialogue. Like I said, an important thing is dialogue. For one thing, he need to know that there's other people out here that feel the same way. I know there's some of y'all that secretly y'all can't say it, and there's some of y'all that say no. If you look into if you desire a woman, we know what the Bible already say about that. But if you desire a man, we got to disqualify you altogether. You don't even count. God ain't talking to you, and those people ain't had split personality. They ain't no demons. God is speaking to them in their heart, and they're warring with what they're reading in the Word. Now the problem is that people are going to have with Berean. Can you pray? Can you have those desires and pray and God speak to you? Because the old church folk told us, nope, if you looking at another man, if you ever been with another man, the scriptures ain't thinking about you. The Most High ain't thinking about you. And that's what the thumper's supposed to say. That's what the thumpers are supposed to say. But is that really it? And do God disqualify me from doing certain things and not disqualify that person? And you can say what you want. I swear he talking to me, but I'm going down there and them people bother me. I am going to bother them back in the worst type of way. And I'm going to do it. And so if God is speaking to me, what would make me think God ain't speaking to him and I'm getting ready to go commit the worst of the worst? We funny and we got the energy up when it's for somebody else. These are all reasons, so Tepra Moses, these are all reasons people got beef with a lot of the church. We know that there's a standard, but we don't never even want to break down and admit certain things. So I really, I struggle with this. We don't want to break down and admit certain things, and I see it across the board. People was laughing. I was saying, like, even when we dealing with people involved in apologetics and stuff like that, if a pastor, like I give an example, if an Israelite pastor was to say, man, I don't like this bad the way the cops are choking down these brothers in the street or shooting these brothers in the street. If I'm certain people involved in certain circles, like a Christian apologist, if I was a Christian apologist, I couldn't even agree with him on that, and that is right. I couldn't even agree on that because I'm part of a separate gang. I'm part of a separate order. I'm part of a separate organization, and they don't even know God is moving on another level that's higher than the titles, that's higher than this stuff. And when we start dealing with righteousness, a person that's apostolic, a person that's moderate, a person that's AME, you supposed to 7-day Adventist, you supposed to know when righteousness is moving, when there's a certain thing, when people are calling for a certain type of holiness. You keep the Sabbath, you 7-day Adventist, you're still supposed to know holiness. You ain't supposed to be running around here like Dr. Malachi and them, bring the little boy into the room. You're supposed to, all of us across the board know a certain thing. And a lot of times because of the programming and the titles and all of that other stuff, we get stuck down here and we get messed up and we can't dialogue. I think some of y'all will be shocked. Some of y'all will be shocked if y'all would see who Messiah would talk to in the earth right now, who he would stop and talk to. Some of the people y'all see with that Brooks Brothers suit on, y'all think he gonna stop and talk to him and knowing he can be building with them. He can be building with them cats on the corner selling Lucy's, looking at girls and talking that hood talk. With a do he might stop and build with them for some hours, but y'all ain't gonna like that. Because that's not the one that's programmed in your mind. The Jesus they gave you that's programmed in your mind. The one that they preach to you. Because a lot of times what they preach to you and what's in the book is two different things. Y'all do know that, right? A lot of times what they preach to you, the pictures they give you, and the stuff that's presented to you as this is the meek and lowly, that ain't even the one in the book. That's how come reading the book is important. It's some problems we got. Now I got to watch my back from the cats. The cats can because it's one chilling. It was one chilling right here. They got a door. They can go outside the door. The other can the gray cat probably told the other one he good. Leave him alone. I see those people trying to call me. I'd have to hit them on the side. Hopefully the live is still going good. Let me see. But there's animals in the yeah. There's animals up in here. I'm stressed out. I gotta send you that thing. I guess I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna send you that thing after we get off of here. And they're trying to call me on another. They're trying to call me on another number. I'm live right now. I'll call you back. I'll tell you later. Okay. Um, yeah, so it's a lot going on. So it's a lot going on. Wait a minute. Is it no, we're not saying that. No, that's a different question. Is it okay for the pastor to be openly gay and the pastor? That's a whole different question from people that's saying that they're struggling with A, B, C, and D. Because some people come to the conclusion, listen, this is who I am and God loves me. And God loves me and who I am now. Now, most of us thumpers in here would agree across the board. No, we got a problem with that. God ain't gonna go against his written writ. That's how they scared when I start saying you gotta listen to the inner witness, because they be like, some too many people listening to the inner witness and they doing everything with boys and girls and nuns and priests and bishops and animals and clearly the book speak against that. So some people would have to lock you into the book or say you got to be locked into the feelings that you have. But we tell people that our feelings, our dreams, our visions, our desires have to line up with the book. God ain't put you out here to hurt you. So we got to explain these things. We got to bring these things out. But there's a younger generation. There's people that's struggling with some stuff, and they feel like they've been in the Word for a while, and the struggle is still there, and the struggle is still real. But because they've heard other people say stuff like, He took away the desire. I once had it, and I don't have it anymore." That sounds good, but I tell other people, I said, "You saved now. That don't mean you're gonna smoke weed tomorrow. That don't mean you're gonna stop smoking cigarettes today." But a lot of my apostolic people, a lot of my Pentecostal people, they get saved. They throw away all of their rap music. They throw away all the cigarettes, all the drinking. That lady went back. She had $2,700 in liquor. She didn't give it away. She threw it away. But that's rare. We do find it. That's what we call a miracle. That it can you the taste, the desire, and everything left immediately, and that happens. But you got some people later on. You got some people 6 months later, 8 months later. They still struggling with certain things. Some people say it's simple. You just got to get full of the Holy Ghost, and the struggle is real. And the struggle will leave you once you get full of the Holy Ghost with the evidence of speaking in tongues. No, no, no. Because I got tongue talkers that's masturbating. I got tongue talkers that's struggling with porn. I got tongue talkers that's, it's not that. Nope, it's not that. It's a little deeper than that. Some people say you got to get the real Holy Ghost. They ain't got the real Holy Ghost. Does the Bible say every desire, everything is going to leave you once you come in contact with deity, once you come in contact with God? That's the thing. And she have all of the numbers. Let me call the other office. That's the thing. That's the thing. And these are things that we have to talk about. Not me getting up here and preaching to y'all, and not when people have questions, people have desires, people have issues they want to address. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, Run. We appreciate you in the donations. Oh yeah, and if y'all want to, and if y'all do want to give, I said I'm not gonna even get into the whole thing, but y'all have my cash app, but I'm on $ Berean Teach. If y'all want to put $1 in the thing, it's not for coffee this time because we in a whole different situation now. But we trusting that God is going to do something. But what do we do with things like this? We gotta keep it real with certain people. And that's how come I say that there's a wisdom, and a few of us are going to be out here teaching. There's a wisdom, there's something that God is putting out here. Even when people want to get into arguments about who's saved and who's not saved and all these titles and stuff like that, there's a wisdom that God is putting on some people, and they're different. They're fruit inspectors. They're saying, "Them put that title down. I don't care what that do. The 7 day Adventist. I don't care what that do. I'm okay with these folk are right now. Let's see some fruit. Let's see some fruit. And we're gonna sit down and we're gonna talk." God's calling for some fruit inspectors. People got to keep it 100 in this hour that we're living in, and we got to be inspecting fruit. How's that person carrying themselves? Because that's important. That'll help you go a long way. I think this Wednesday night I'm gonna have Chaplain Butts on, and when he come on, he gonna talk different. He gonna talk different, going through the chaplaincy program, how he's struggling, how he see God using other people. How can God use a Catholic at all? How doors just showing love and walking and certain things just open up for dialogue with Muslim brothers and all of that. We gotta we people is down with the five. Got a long way to go. We ain't nobody perfect, but we got a long way to go. But I think if we get to confessing some stuff, if we get to admitting some stuff to people, that they'll feel that they'll feel better. First of all, they'll know that they're not in the struggle by themselves. Now, of course, some people are going to get on here and, "Berean, you didn't say that person was going to hell." I can't say that person's going to hell that sent me that email. That person is struggling with something. I cannot say that they're going to hell, but y'all want them to go to hell. Thumpers love hell. Thumpers love hell. They love to send everybody to hell. They love to hit you. This is what they just love to do. But I can't say that that's really what it is right now. Let me see. Oh, good to see you, LeChat. It's submission to God and keeping yourself in holiness, being careful of the things that spark our weaknesses. That is good. That is good regular advice. Excuse me. That's good regular advice, and we need practical advice. That's how can we say it's important. It's not the end of the world when we say, oh, what they say, oh, you can't say that, Brian. I heard you say, man, know thyself. You have to know yourself. You got to know them things that'll spark you. You got to know them things that you know, and it's just knowing how to control the animal nature. Oh, that's how some people start bringing up the mysteries, the lower self. You know, you got to rule over that lower self. You got to rule over those things. Though, you know, there's certain things, and they're going to be there. I'm going to tell y'all right now, but some stuff, some of them Christians been lying to y'all. I've been saved and he took away the desire. No, he didn't. They trying to overcome the desire, so they getting up in church because they believe the Bible say you overcome by your testimony and the blood of the Lamb. Those wicked, no good homosexuals. No, no, Betty Long, that's what you're dealing with. That's what you're dealing with, and it's okay. And it's okay, but he didn't, maybe, most likely, he didn't have a place where he can vent, where he can let it out. That, listen, this is my struggle. This is what I'm dealing with. And you know, and it seems like these young folk, they don't even care. They're gonna tell you they're praying, and they're gonna tell you that they're struggling with A, B, and C. They're looking at this and they're trying to figure it out in their mind because this older folk done told them A, B, C, and D. But they pray, they trying to understand written, understand what God is saying, but they want to be real with what they're feeling too. So how do we minister those people? How do we deal with those people? Come on, we're Russia. This is the important thing because the real ones are coming out now. And the real ones, too many real ones are like, listen, I've been in church and I've been asking questions, and they you're a troublemaker. People get banished for talking realness, for talking what they really feel. Y'all know it's not a game out here. You're getting banished for talking what you really feel. And it's dangerous, but now where is going to be a place that they can talk? We have a platform here. And he said, a holiness move is on the rise. Absolutely so. Absolutely so. And that's where people have a problem because they don't understand what God is doing. You got white Christians. Y'all giving major them that energy. Yo, you got white Christians out here. They don't want them pagan. They don't want certain things. They want to put away everything. You've been a bishop and you've been divorced. They want to put you away. You can't keep doing this. Not divorced 3, 4 times and you a bishop in the church. You disqualified yourself from the office of God. There's some people that's on a whole nother level with it. As more and more people across the culture, we're seeing more and more people, they want holiness. They want holiness. That's like I say, y'all can't put all of them other folk in hell because they just want to put away everything. Are they going to the extreme? Because they don't want shrimp. And y'all are condemning them and banging. Are they going? But these are reasons we got to come and we got to talk. Are they going? They're not saying that not eating shrimp don't save you. You used to hear me say that to my homegirl, and I'm like, you think you better than me, you know? But there's different things. People want to shed different things. They want to shed it. They want to put it down. This is not pleasing to him. And if you want to, and if these people want to please God, if these people are trying to read from the same book that I'm reading from, and they're trying to please God, and they believe on the Lord, they believe on the Lord Jesus Christ, are they going to just run around here getting tattoos, doing what they want to do, going up to hookah spot, the other ministers, and just chilling? Just chilling. They all on POF, plenty of fishes doing their thing. Other people saying, now some of this stuff got to fall back. I know Rich said that he'd have found a wife, but I'm all over. I'm all over. I'm doing the most. So we got to look at certain things. And this is all people doing. And we got some people that want to keep it real. And I got a little platform. I want to help them. But the most important thing is I'm talking to folk. We got to have 1,000 years, Charles and them. We got to have 1,000 years of believers up in here. Let me see if it's saying I don't know, it's saying my thing timed out. Type 1 in there if y'all still hear me, because one phone is telling me one thing and another thing is telling me something else. We got to have 1,000 years in here. I'm looking for one of y'all to type a 1 down in there. My thing is, if we have 1,000 years, oh, come back on. Thank you. Oh, good to see you, Mello. If we got 1,000 years, all of us saved, been believers, been in the writ, been walking in the word 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, add up all at a time, 60 of us in here. Got at least be 40 good people in here that believing on the Messiah. So it's a lot. We gotta look at them stuff. So now how do we interact? Of course, there's a lot of people. They say, listen, some of it is church hurt, some of it is just good, some of it is just listen. They thought what A, B, and C wasn't going right, so they just left here. So there's a lot of people that's on the outside of structural quote unquote church, but I know they're believers. They're in that work. They're praying. They're helping. They feeding the homeless. They doing whatever they believe on the Lord and they worship and they pray. But the church folks saying they're not saved because they left from us. No, God's doing something deeper than all what you fools talking about. We got to move up higher now. How is he connecting us? How is he doing it? I thank God for social media, that there's like-minded believers. But the only thing is, we're like-minded of different denominations, and I was always taught, programmed, forgive me, whatever word we were, I was always programmed that y'all wasn't right. But now God is picking. He's picking those blinders off some of us. And when we start talking about the remnant, oh God, the remnant got dreadlocks. The remnant got blue eyes. The remnant, he looks all different, but he's bringing the people together. This is all the remnant. This is all his people. How I can tell the remnant love holiness. The remnant love what he love. The remnant love what he love, and they hate what the world hates, what the world loves. Plain and simple, and that's how we can know it's the remnant. He's bringing people together. He's bringing the people together. Other people are over here arguing, it ain't rules and regulations. We have freedom, freedom, freedom. Y'all got so much freedom. Y'all doing everything. Y'all doing everything, and y'all start even with the freedom that you're claiming. You're doing the stuff that he hates. Ooh, shots fired. That's a problem. I got to check out of here. That's a problem. The cats are gone. The cats are gone. I can talk now. That's a problem. How do we do when we take our freedom? We don't run amok with the freedom. Come on, where's some of you? Where's some good thumpers up in here? Because some of y'all done ran amok with the freedom. And then there's some other people over there that's trying to know, I want to line more up with the book. You a devil and you need to get saved. Oh, this programming is deep. Oh, the programming is deep. It's a little deeper than y'all think it is. And I think one of the worst programmings is religious programming, because you think that the blinders are off and you really see, so you're not even looking to see if you got any blind spots. Can I have missed something? Some people want to call it a Pharisee spirit, but it's a blinding religious spirit, and it's part of the programming. Like I said, we got social programming, we got religious, we got all this part of the programming. The programming is problem. The programming is a problem. The program is definitely a problem. We appreciate y'all and everything y'all doing. Like we said, $ Berean teach. We gonna try to make it happen. I'm down here, and I'm gonna ask the bishop, and now I'm going knocking on the office door. I already hit Bishop Knight last night. I'm coming by. I'll come by whenever you're there. Said tonight ain't good. Probably like, all right, I'm gonna come by and I'm gonna see. And how can he help us? I want some of these bishops. They know I respect them. I'm not running down on them crazy, but I want y'all to help us. The young folk out here. They hitting me with emails. What do you say, Bishop? What do you say, Overseer? How can we begin to deal with this on top of the divide and all of that other stuff? Some people out here talking real disrespectful, carrying titles. How do we deal with all of this stuff? And there's people out here getting lost in the struggle because I'm mad at you because you beefing with me because I've been in Red Lobster, and then you came over there to the video and you over there got fringes on, and we crazy for no reason. And we crazy for no reason. Come and tell the truth. Jesus and them was rocking out fringes. Come and tell the truth. I'm not gonna rock none, but don't act like Peter and them ain't had them on. This is why it's a problem. But we can all come and talk. I was wrong in this area. There are no Christianism. I was wrong in that area because, correct, Paul was a Christian. He was called a Christian. They were called Christians in Antioch, and they were Israelites. So it's a lot going on, but the religious program, it has to be broken so we could begin to look and see some stuff. Much as I love grandma and them was wrong about some stuff. Grandma and them could be wrong. Could it be that my generation is wrong too about some stuff? Because I'm ordained, because you're ordained Kojic, you're ordained AME, because you're ordained a certain thing. You're ordained, you 7-day Adventist, ordained 7-day Adventist. I got 7-day Adventist folk looking at it like, boy, I'm looking at some of this LG white. This white girl was crazy. White meaning her last name. This white girl was crazy. And they looking through some stuff and they examining, but he's calling a remnant. He's calling a remnant from everywhere. Said, but y'all don't like where some of the remnant coming from. And I can feel what y'all feeling. I don't want some of them to come from certain areas, but I can't. This ain't my thing to call it. I gotta recognize it, but it ain't my thing to call it. And then some of y'all just want all of the remnant just to be Kojic. I'm sorry. I know Kojic is a strong force to be dealt with in our community. Salute the Kojic Church, Bishop Mason and all them bishops. Salute all of them other cats, the college and the bishops. Salute all of them. But he's doing some stuff that's beyond them too. Not the college, not the Joint College of African American. Everything falls under no, everything don't. No. Not when the Most High God is moving. He doing what he want to do. And not saying that there's not good, holy, pure brothers in the movement in there, or in Kojic, or in AME, but he's a whole lot doing. He's doing a new thing. He's doing a new thing. It's his own thing. And now, like I told y'all before in the other video, it may sound ignorant, but y'all gonna lay down. There's nothing else to do, because when you recognize he's the boss. So a lot of this got to go with who the boss is. Memphis and them folk don't rule me. Kojic, them bishops don't rule. It got to do with who's doing the ruling, who is the boss. Because even bishops and people with those titles, they got to recognize this is God's doing. God is doing something in the earth. There is a great falling away, but God, in the same time that there's a falling away, Elijah, don't get it twisted. A lot of y'all got Elijah spirit. Y'all think y'all the only one. God said, oh, please, I got thousands that ain't bow. Y'all don't get it twisted. Even if they ain't going to your church, there's thousands that ain't bow. And now, because of social media, we beginning to get together and see certain things. And like I said, there's more and more people that say, we are not dealing with titles whatsoever. This is what it is. Not saying that God didn't set down a structure, Charles. God definitely set down a structure. But who's my brother? We going back to that right now. For some reason, that's the spirit that's coming up. Who is my brother? We're trying to disqualify people that are our brothers and sisters. Could we be playing ourselves? Who is my brother? Who is my brother? Who is my sister in this hour? You hear me? Good to see you, Copeland. I couldn't even get back with you. This is the stuff we got to. This is the stuff we got to discuss right now. Now this can be a problem. This can be a problem because we're challenged and we're going to start realizing that there's some people that's in the kingdom that's brothers and sisters and they don't look like us. They don't move like us. Because remember, I'm tall. If we was all the tall people would start beefing with all the little people. We look for stuff to beef with. And sometimes the stuff that we look to beef with is the smallest stuff. Not no heavy doctrinal issue. The smaller stuff, we just looking to beef with anything. We're looking to beef. We're looking to argue. You fat, you skinny, you the light skinned people. I'm the dark skinned people. Willie Lynch in the church. Willie Lynch in the church. Willie Lynch in Israel. Willie Lynch. And y'all know the story of Willie Lynch. He came and he said, even if the letter is real or if it's a myth, if it's fake, he came, he said he was coming down the river in Virginia and he smelled the stench of some hanging slaves. Then he turned around and he said, listen, to all the slave masters, I'm going to give y'all in my briefcase, I got a surefire way that y'all are going to be safe from these people for the next couple of 100 years. And I'm paraphrasing the story. And he said, what you want to do, you want to separate the old slaves from the young ones and the light-skinned ones from the dark-skinned ones. And when we're divided, basically, we'll be fighting among ourselves and we'll never unify as a people. That'll keep the slave masters in control. In this sense, the slave master's the wicked one, the enemy in this sense. So when I say Willie Lynch, it's like people would use Willie Lynch in the African American community. If it's real or if it's a myth, people say the Willie Lynch thing is still in effect. Willie Lynch in the church. Willie Lynch among believers. Willie Lynch dealing with Bible believers. All of us believing on Messiah, but Willie Lynch is among us. You know, that mindset is working among us. So we're bickering over stall. You light skin, I'm dark skin. You old, I'm younger. You rock fringes, I don't rock fringes. And we going crazy for no reason. And this isn't a unifying message, attempting to unify people that Jesus was a Freemason, Jesus was a New Ager. I'm talking about all of us that know that Christ is Messiah. We banging. The banging got to stop. But at the same time, there's banging that's going to be going on, but there's more and more people that's realizing I got to move above this. People out here making crazy comments and flying under these banners and all of that stuff. God is calling the remnant up higher. He's calling us on another level to start building on Christ. Because at the same time, whilst we're banging, there's people that totally hate the book, that hate the Messiah and hate the kingdom that we stand for and what we're striving to do. They don't want us to strive for holiness. Y'all want to meet each other, suck each other off, do whatever y'all do. They want you to do them wicked rituals and practices that they doing. They want y'all kids to come up in that. So they want y'all to beef and all that other stuff whilst they stealing away the children, whilst they corrupting other minds. They want us to beef so much that other people say, oh, that's foolishness, I'll walk away. Do what thou wilt. That's the whole of it. Then we're going to pick up Crowley. Then we're going to pick up that other stuff because we see everybody else doing it. We see what's going on, Will Smith, and then we see these rituals. We hear about the rituals, and more people are coming out. People are doing anything they want to do that's damnable. And everything that they're doing and they love is against our king and the kingdom. This is beef, and we busy beefing about what these people doing? No. It's a new day. God's calling us to come up higher. It's time to come up higher. All right, the cats are gone. Maybe I can make some coffee. I want y'all to listen. When I'm telling you, I'm going to make a comment on this Airbnb. The cat jumped up on the thing with the live. Did y'all see the cat? Because they're going to start saying, yo, you be saying anything. I'm telling y'all, there was a cat on the live. There was a cat on the live. I'm getting ready to change this right now. My coffee is gone. There was a cat on the live early in the morning. All right, I'm going, y'all. Like I said, I'm out of New York. I'm down in Philly. There's no turning back. I'm just stepping out here on faith, and we gonna make it happen. But we gonna talk this talk. The enemy don't like it, and the warfare is real. But y'all pray for me. I'm not perfect. I'm out here trying to make some stuff happen, though. And I got a little platform, and I want to share certain things. I want to bring certain people on, and we are going to talk. God's remnant is going to talk. Y'all can say what y'all want. Forget it. I rocks out with Israel. I rocks out with apostolic people. I rock out with Kojic people, and this is just what it is. If y'all like what y'all hear, y'all come. Y'all please subscribe. It's okay. It's okay. Nobody's going to hell. Don't let them people fool you. Nobody is going to hell. Oh, Berean's too liberal. He let the people say gay. He let the people, it's okay. God, I don't think God will be mad. Yo, the stuff that got y'all mind, it ain't got God's mind. His thoughts are above your thoughts. He know what the enemy has done. He know what people are working through down here. That's why he gave us the writ, and we're all reading the same writ. But we have different understandings now. We gotta say, listen, how we understand this thing. We ain't playing with holiness. We ain't playing with who Messiah is. We ain't playing with who's the leader of the kingdom. Because some things we're not playing with. We're not even here to discuss none of that. But the other things will bother a religious mind. We don't want a religious mind bothered. A lot of us been in church, and I'm guilty of it being just a religious person. And religious persons, there's no gray areas. Everything is black and white. But the thing is, when God is dealing with somebody and they got desires, that's not lined up with the book, and those desires are real, but their prayers are real, and God is real. What do we do with that? That's where I need all the help right there. Good to see you, Eric. Oh, my Patreon people, I'm telling y'all right now, y'all do not know. I've been neglecting y'all, but one thing I can say is y'all support is what I couldn't do it without y'all. I really, really, definitely appreciate y'all. And for those other ones, like I said, that y'all just hit me in $ Berean Teach on that Cash app. We really appreciate everything. We're gonna come together. Y'all gonna see more lives. If I get to that, if I get to the office, if the bishop answer the phone right now, I'm calling Uber lunchtime a cab. I'm gonna meet, and I know he be up there in their Starbucks and all that. He might be at that church. If he's at that church, I'm going live today with y'all or tomorrow. I'm gonna be here. We're gonna work some stuff out. All right, we're gonna look for a place to stay right now. We're gonna figure something out. Definitely don't want to be in definitely don't want to be in these streets. All right, y'all. Let me get out of here. We're gonna be back on. Love y'all. I appreciate y'all support and everything. And we just dialoguing. Share the video.